Hope nobody minds if I stand up. If I sit down too long, I might go to sleep.
We want you to be comfortable.
Hi, my name is Duncan Harling, and I've been a scout pretty much my whole life. Legally, I started my scouting career at age 6 when I joined the Cub Scouts, but in actuality, I started it at around age 2 when my sister started the Scout Buddy program, pretty much to keep me busy while my brother was in the Boy Scouts. So from ages 2 to 5, I ran around with my other 2 to 5-year-old friends. And then age 6, we hit Tiger Scouts, and I had a whole lot of fun. There's actually a video out there, a recruitment video that we made back when I was younger, calling for everybody to come and join us. I believe my mother still has it on her hard drive, if anybody's particularly interested. I ask that we don't view it though, just because that's a little embarrassing for me. So, after we went through Tiger Scouts, I'm gonna do a bit of a time skip all the way up to Weeblos, just because that's the first major spark that I have for scouting. When I hit the Weeblos, I got my big tan uniform, and I felt like a really, really big bull. So, of course, I went to school, and I talked to all of my friends about the fact that, hey, I'm a Weeblo, and nobody had a freaking clue what I was talking about. Bit of a letdown. So, I ended up explaining as much of scouting as I knew about to all of my friends at elementary school, and they showed up. They thought it was cool, and they joined. And I ended up recruiting about 10 to 12 kids out of my elementary school class, so that works. After we hit Weeblos, I finally hit my Arrow of Light and crossing over into Boy Scouts proper. That was super cool to me. Not just because, you know, it's this really, really mysterious event that I got to experience and become one with the Brotherhood of Scouting, but also because it helped set a landmark in my mind that I'm actually part of something that's bigger than myself. I've actually got something to work towards, something that I enjoy doing, because ultimately I like scouting. As much as the volunteer work and the a lot of extra work that I end up having to do, it's actually kind of fun. And not only that, I get to learn about really cool things along the way. When I was 9 years old at one of my Boy Scout meetings, I learned how to change a tire. That was super cool to me at the time because, hey, car, go fast. Wow. But it also ended up making an impact on me later in life just because I got to learn a skill that I'll more than likely, and already have, had to use one day. I-95 is really fun. But it's not just automotive maintenance. It's also learning to track animals. It's also learning to identify birds, how to shoot guns if you're into that. Stuff like that is really, really important to focus on at a young age, and I'm glad that I did just because now I'm a better person for it. So, after the Boy Scouts, at age 14, I wasn't quite finished with it, but I was working on it, I got into venturing. Venturing is essentially Boy Scouts, but a step up. We finally got into co-ed because at the time we weren't co-ed in Boy Scouts yet, but we were working on it, I promise. And venturing is also really, really cool. Just because you get to extend the time that you're taking in Boy Scouts, keep doing that cool stuff, keep using the venturing name in order to sign up for different events like going out whitewater rafting at the summit, or going down to sea base and scuba diving, or going to Philmont and riding horses. I promise it's much cooler than it sounds. But we get to do all of this really cool stuff in scouting as a group because scouting lets us. I would not have a single clue how to scuba dive or how to start scuba diving if it hadn't been for scouting. Just because with BSA, they already had the opportunity there waiting for me. They've got all of these really, really cool programs that I can participate in if I so choose. And they've got this opportunity for everybody. So that's my scouting career in a very, very 2-minute nutshell. I'm going to pass it along to my man, Gregory.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Greg Koonce. I've been a scout since the 2nd grade. I'm currently a senior at Terry Sanford High School, so right up the road. I'm also an active participant in Venture Crew 740, Explore Post 18, The Order of the Arrow, and I'm an assistant scoutmaster in Troop 740. I began my scouting career in the Cub Scouts. and I had many adventures while I was a Cub Scout. And I joined the Boy Scouts in the 5th grade, after earning my Arrow of Light. My friends and I were on our own. We were a little scared at first, but it was cool. We didn't have our parents to hold our hands anymore, and we were in our own patrol. Our patrol would camp together, eat together on campouts, complete merit badges, and much more. Our first big camping trip was a week-long camping trip in the mountains. There, we had to learn that it was okay to be away from our parents. It was a really hard thing for some of us to do. Some tears were shed, some I want to go homes were cried. But when we finished the week-long trip, we were all changed for the better. I realized I did not need my parents to hold my hand, and Scouting gave that to me. We went on many more campouts after that, learning new skills along the way. I learned how to start a fire even in the worst of conditions, how to survive a thunderstorm in a shelter made of a tarp, rope, and pine straw. I learned first aid and not the basic put a Band-Aid on it. I learned what to do for heat exhaustion, hypothermia, a broken leg, a broken arm, frostbite, snake bites, stings, and what to do if someone has a heart attack. I did not learn this on my own though. One of the biggest parts of Boy Scouts is in the name, Scouts. I've made so many friendships in Scouting, and they will last me a lifetime. In 2014, I was inducted into the Order of the Arrow. The Order of the Arrow is Scouting's National Honor Society. Candidates are elected by their peers to join. The main focus of the Order of the Arrow is to serve others. Through this, I have learned the true value of helping others. This, combined with my experience of the different Scouting skills, made my troop members respect me immensely. They voted me their senior patrol leader, which is the highest position in a troop. I have also been a patrol leader, assistant patrol leader, the Order of the Arrow representative, historian, assistant senior patrol leader, quartermaster, troop instructor, and troop guide. During this time, I was able to develop great leadership skills, and I decided to take it up a notch. I soon became a leader in our district's chapter of the Order of the Arrow. I've held positions such as the Vice Chief of Admin, the Vice Chief of Finance, the Ceremonies Chairman, and the Chapter Chief. I've also held 2 positions in the Lodge. And the Lodge is the council level of the OA. I have been the Lodge Shows Chairman and the 2019 Conclave Shows Chairman, an event which we hosted 1,500 scouts from all across North Carolina. The culmination of all the skills and hard work that I have done is when I earned the rank of Eagle. One of the largest parts of earning the rank of Eagle was planning and executing a project. My project was building fish habitats. After the destructive Hurricane Matthew, it left many of the Fort Bragg ponds destroyed, just completely wiped out. And my job was to provide fish habitats to help rebuild the ecosystem of one of their larger ponds. These would allow the fish and other marine life of the pond to be able to have shelter from any predators in the air or other fish in the pond. And that was no easy task. It took a lot of planning and a lot of calling people, hey, are you going to be at my Eagle Project? Hey, can you make it my Eagle Project? I will use all of the skills and values that Scouting has taught me and use them in my future. I plan to be active in the Boy Scout organization as an adult because it has given so much to me as a youth. Scouting has made me into a great person, and it has taught me how to be responsible, to save a life, to survive on my own, and to be a great leader. Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all did great.